All right, welcome back. This is Black Lodge Trivia Nights actual play. Not actual play, I say that every time. Let's play of Demon Souls. I know it probably doesn't matter too much in the grand scheme of things, but just to be, I guess, consistent, accurate, whatever. What did we do last time? We got through 3-1, which, I said over and over endlessly is one of my favorite areas in a way of any Souls game. And now we are on to 3-2. Now, World 3 is the last full world we have to work through. 3-2. 3-2 can be difficult. It can also leads to one of the toughest bosses maybe in the game. It's, oh man, I don't want to... Because what I'm about to say, like, I still love World 3 in this game. Like, I love this gothic cathedral kind of architecture. I loved, that Prison of Hope. I love that we're sort of on the spires above the I genuinely love all of that. It's a little weird though because I mean it's really impressive. This is what I don't like about it is the gargoyles. They sort of make sense, in a gargoyles are on gothic architecture. Sort of tipped your hand, bro. You might as well come do it. But in any Souls game, like, airborne enemies are not all that fun. Oops. At least for me, I don't find them. And I've never quite known what to make of the Manhunter boss that's coming up. We got a guy up there, but I can't tell if one of these gargoyles are going to come to life as well. The other thing is, I don't know if and this game's not going to explain it to me, which is fine. I don't know if I understand the lore behind what this place is. I shouldn't say I don't know if I understand. I don't understand. It's very creepy. It's very effective in ways, but you have like this giant... Well, I mean, you know what? Let me take that back. It's the difference between... just making sure I hit record. It's the difference between, are these mind flayers or are these the jailers in 3-1 some version of cosmic horror? If they lean more, if you go into the fact that it's more cosmic horror, then this stuff kind of starts to make sense, like a giant... Well, starts to make sense is a strong phrase. These guys jump off and die? Is that what happens? Oh yeah, it overshoots the platform. I don't don't claim to understand. Like, so I think the noblewoman that was imprisoned said, you know, the guy sort of talked about who I think the final boss is. You know, talked about his clothes and how he locks himself up in the tower or something like that. But it didn't really explain what's going on here, if that makes sense. Because that was a slow-moving crossbow. I'm nervous. See what I mean about, like, you know, what are you supposed to do with this? Both. Standing here looking at each other. Can you drop down? I feel like you can't drop down there, but what if you dropped? Anyway, it's just, I'm trying to think of the other levels. You have sort of like the Storm Chaser in 4. You know, it sort of gives the whole thing a theme, I guess. This one, I don't quite, there's an incongruity to it all that is like very cool. Well, very cool. It's, you know, it's very effective in a lot of ways. You're just gonna jump up again, aren't you? Oh, okay. I didn't know if it would have the range. Now, in the past when I played this game, I've always just been a straight melee guy, so I would be stuck standing there staring at him like, so what are we going to do? Oh, the flamberge. That's a two-handed sword, I believe. Maybe not a two-handed sword, but it's a sort of, it's a very big sword that also does bleed damage. I feel like there's more to, yeah, there's another guy up there. So that's why, like, yeah, I don't mean to, I don't want to badmouth this. Yeah, let me get back to this inner circle here. Are they using flamberges? Hard to tell. I guess that could be one there. It's just the... There's the explanation that the woman gave for the yellow man. The man came back and locked himself in the tower, and I'm not sure what she said exactly now that I think about it. Well, let's see what happens, right? And then it's just what all this has become. So now, like, in a self-contained way, it kind of makes sense when you see, you know, you have that giant, oops. My fear is I'm going to fall off the ledge swinging at this guy. Because I can't really see. Guy come down on the elevator. You can sort of see him at the very top of the screen flying. You can see his feet. Onlyfans.com. Only the best site for gargoyle feet erotica. So in a self-contained, like, you have that giant, you know, corrupted heart sort of bleeding on everything. And then it sort of creates a corruption that makes sense in the level. Oops, okay, I'm gonna... I'm just hesitant because I'm gonna fall off the ledge here if I'm not careful. Oop. Oh, okay. So anyway, that's what I should actually be saying is that, you know, I still really love this level. You know, here you have more of the zombies, you know, creating the magic into this chain. So now, somewhere around here, I don't know if it's this one or the second one. I think I was saying at one point you got to go to 3-2 to get the key for 3-1. One of these is where you get the key. There's two of these chain areas, and I think one of them has the key. Interesting. Okay. I don't know if I've ever had white soul tendency, honestly, in most levels, because I've never fully understood how it works. Now, there's a couple of things here. There's definitely elevators down. And then there's also... there's a lot of stuff going on down here. You can jump down, but how do you get back? I don't know if you can get back. Yeah, I mean, again, like, it's visually cool. So let me say this, and then I'll get off it. You know, just like, you know, 3-1 in some ways is a giant key hunt. This is similar in that it's like, you know, hit the two keys to open the passage. Now they very effectively, you know, define that as like this giant beating heart blocking staircases, etc., etc. Oh man, but it's but it feels more mechanical instead of, again, like the castle, which feels like the mechanical is in service of the setting, and where this feels sometimes like aspects of the setting are in service of, like, just we need mechanics to create a progression.
Are you here to fight the demons? If so, then help me escape this place. I am on your side. I have come to face the demons. Thank you. I will remember this. I am certain we will meet again. Deal with the eyes. What? You.
Okay, so that seems like it was crazy, but I'll explain why I did that. If you let him go, he'll go back to the Nexus and become one of the NPCs there. And then, Yeah, watch out. Over time, your people there will start to be killed. One by one, every time you go back to the Nexus, somebody else will be dead. Turns out, like, he's killing them. Now, he might be, he's here to fight the demons. He might be, and, some of those demons might be the people in your Nexus. Maybe that's the idea behind it. I'm not sure. But yeah, he starts to kill everybody. So, and that's something that they, again, you get into these, like, horror scorpions. Oops. I mean, truly, creature design that is severely unnerving, but that's the point, right? So what ends up happening is, you have that corrupted organ dripping its corrupted blood, and, tentacles, like, it's all feeding from here. So it makes sense that what lives in that pollution is going to turn into, like, just a complete nightmare. And I have to confess, this is not what I was expecting when I first played this game. Oh, did I just chop off its tail? So it's kind of interesting, and like I said, I like the idea of it, that it's the Demon Souls equivalent of the three-eyed fish in The Simpsons. That's another one of those people balls from the prison. I was just trying to see how to get back up. So there we go. There's stairs. Can I get around and over? I probably should have switched to... You remember in the other part of this, the prison, I sat there for a little while just popping it with fire. Which I can do here as well. I meant to switch to my other spell to see if it did more damage. Basically, you just need some object to hide behind. Ooh, which I'm not doing. Let's get some spice back. I wonder why I'm only doing 22 as opposed to 25. Maybe it's just a tougher... As you can see, though, I mean, like I said, I did not have magic my first time playing this game, and it made everything really brutal. Even just a few spells can really make a difference. Oops. Oh, whoops. All right, there we go. Oh, I wonder what happens if soul tendency is black. All right, Mercury Stone shard. I guess that would be important. With a different build, maybe. I don't know if you can really hurt the giant veins that are all around here. Also, not gonna lie, I get turned around a little bit down here. Like, I'm sure some of these might take you up. I'm sure there's a shortcut. Maybe. I thought, like, right by the opening gate, like the opening stone was some kind of potential for some kind of cage, but I don't recall. Some interesting sound design. Kind of hoping they would take the bait. I don't think any other Souls game, maybe Bloodborne. It's been a while. Plague Resistance Ring. Where have I been? Have I needed to resist plague? I don't know. The rats give you plague in like 5.1, but I don't remember rats being too prevalent anywhere else. But I was gonna say is I don't know if any Souls game has pushed the sort of the gross factor on the enemy design quite like this original game does. Maybe I'm... Again, the one that popped out might be like Bloodborne, because that's also got like a strong cosmic horror. It doesn't have a strong... It's all about the cosmic horror. But yeah, it's truly... Now it gets tricky. I don't know if that thing's going to be able to make its way back up. I probably should be watching my back a little closer. think I've covered most of this. Now this level starts to get tricky. Maybe it's here because, yeah, Black Phantoms. Those Cthulhu Mind Flayer jailers have Black Phantom forms. So they're even tougher than the original. Now, if I remember correctly, you have to... Eventually, you're going to get to the boss run, and you're probably going to be doing the boss run multiple times, because, again, this is one of the tougher... Oh, crap. Am I out of arrows? That's not good. Because I could take down a regular one. I don't want to say easily. If I could get the jump on it. Okay. So when you make the actual boss run, I think you have to deal with at least one, maybe two. I wonder if you could run past that Black Phantom and shoot him from above. Oh, wait. Well, this worked out in a way. I was trying to... Hopefully this won't kill me. I'm going to go for it. Oh, I've not been paying attention. I wonder if fighting these things damages my weapon. Let me see. I think I've got a couple of sharp stones. Because I never really use them. Okay. You can see, like, I don't know how visible it is. There's the red bar right next to my sword and shield. The shield is doing okay, but it's taking some damage. But, you know, this kind of sword, I imagine, you know, it's a little more fragile when you bang it on, like, stone gargoyles. Because I think it sort of takes that into account. It's interesting how slow these bolts move. I kind of wonder if regular magic missiles would have done more damage than the fire that I sort of hurl at these things. It's not really much of a trap, I gotta tell you. Does this have the range? I guess so. Oh my god, ambush. Been staring at you for the last 20 minutes. All right. Again, I'm probably missing half the stuff, but that's okay. There are some excellent YouTubers out there that I'm sure put together like 100% videos on just about anything Souls related. But, I never thought to look, is there something on the way up? For either this or the other elevator. Nope, can't go. Okay. So here we are, the other chain holding up. And I could have swore there was a key here. I'm gonna be annoyed if it's the other one, because I thought I looked. It's truly a nightmare right there. But, it's effective, if nothing else. I could have swore there was a key in one of these areas to go unlock. Probably like when I'm spot checking the video after the fact, I'll be looking at it and I'll be like, oh, yeah, no, I walked right by it. And so this is going to take us back basically to the beginning. I thought maybe this cage here was some kind of shortcut or something, maybe. I don't know if it is or not, but... Alright, so that's where we just came from. Where's the other... So now you'll see if we wanted to, we could keep going around. Like, since the giant heart is gone, like any passage blocking that it was doing with its veins or its whatever is all removed. So I think, I know I'm droning on about this. I think part of my complaint is that that heart, I don't believe, has anything to do with, like, you know, the final bosses of World 3 do not use that heart at all. It's just literally there as an obstacle to clear. To progress to the end of the level. If that makes sense. Like if somehow like the boss of this level was dealing with the heart, I'd be like, oh, okay. You know, you had to weaken it so that you could get it to the bottom so that you could then fight it in whatever boss form you wanted to give it, if that makes any sense. But that's not what it is. So in that sense, I guess that's part of why I was saying it felt more mechanical. Atmospheric, no doubt, but God, I'm just nervous about rolling off. Nope. Oh, interesting. Gold mask. I mean, it's cool looking. It's a little heavier. 161. Looks like I can't wear it for some reason, or not sure why it sort of faded out like that. Ring of Avarice, interesting. All right, I think that covers that. So, you know, the sound design in this game is impressive, but it's sort of, I don't know how to put this. Sometimes I've done it myself, and I have sound mixers when, you know, at my work. I'll do a ton of sound effects on something, and usually I catch this, but sometimes I do. And sometimes I catch getting, like, when somebody else puts sound effects in. And, you know, if your role in a project is to put the sound effects in, you probably care about every single sound effect coming through, so every single moment of your effort registers more than the audience does. And so, like, when I have to do a sound design, I'm like, oh, yeah, look, I layered these 7 things, and I make sure you can hear every single one instead of letting it blend together in a way that's more natural. And sometimes I feel like I get a little bit of that vibe here. Like, you're getting every single sound effect so crystal clear. It's sort of an interesting mix of being hyper accurate, but in a weird way not realistic is too strong, but I hope you know what I mean. Like, it's only so crystal clear and layered and everything because it's so engineered. I think this must have been the first tower. So let me just, if it's quick, I just want to double check and make sure I didn't miss. I clearly missed some items here. I just want to make sure if there is a key here that I did not miss it. Because maybe at some point, I mean, I don't know if I would do this on a stream or not, but... So I can't tell, did I just come up from there? I just want to double check. Probably, yes, I probably just came from there, and this is all big circle. But I just wanted to be sure. It was something I noticed, I think, when I was doing World 1-3. There was a couple of times where maybe it was during a backstab or something where the extremely heightened sound design was... Can I... I feel like if I go off that ledge, I'm going all the way down. Can I get off? No. Sorry. Or maybe that was part of that if only white tendency message that showed up somewhere. I don't know. You know, I apologize. I really thought there was a key somewhere. In this tower to be found. And I don't know why I thought that. And if it is here, I apologize to the one person who's screaming, it's right behind you. Just turn around. Oh my God, how do you not see it? Oh my, okay, you're leaving. You didn't get the, you know. Oh well. I'll Google it at some point, and if I remember, and then I'll tell you. Or maybe I'll come get it. I don't know. Yeah, so I don't know if it's just me, but I'm having a similar issue here where since everything looks sort of the same, I'm not 100% sure. So like clearly I missed something there. Can I, you know what, I'm going to risk it. Nope. Actually, I don't even know exactly where I died. So the basic boss run is here into the Colosseum. I don't know if I should be killing these things or if it's going to come back and haunt me in a minute, but... You run into here. And then you run up the stairs. I think somewhere around here is where I died, so maybe it'll be easy to get my souls back. Oh yeah, there we go. It's a bit of a hassle because of that. Wonder how you get there. There's got to be a way, right? So, if you remember before, some of these stairs continuing were blocked. I'm sure it's like another renowned soul or something like that. But yeah, so now we're able to continue the boss run up these stairs, and we're going to start encountering red phantom jailers on these narrow ledges. I don't know if I've mentioned it in this run. I am terrified of heights in real life. Yep, they're going to kill me. Oh, I didn't die. But there we go. So anything like this, even if it's fake, still makes me kind of get a little bit of the jitters. All right, so again, the boss run is to the Colosseum, and then you can sort of see that staircase twisting upwards into there. And I think you can run past most of it. Because when I played this the first time, I had to do that a lot because I was terrible at this boss. I'm curious how I actually beat Maneater the first time. Because in this game, it's rare that you can summon help. There was the Penetrator, or whatever it was. I think, is it the Penetrator? Because I also feel like that's a Dark Souls 2 boss. And I can't remember if I'm confusing the name, but there's one at the end of 1-3, you could summon that sort of dwarf in heavy armor. And he comes back also, so... But I don't think there's any help for Maneater. So the trick with these jailers is you just gotta wait for it to turn around, which I didn't do last time. And I don't know how far down these stairs it comes. Let's see what this message says. But eventually I think it turns around. And then, then you do your best to rush it, as I've done a couple of times. And then you just go for it. Try not to fall off the ledge. What it does, though, is it sort of makes the boss run the opposite, right? You can't... I thought there was a second one. You can't rush it. So when you're impatient and you just want to get back to the fight because you died stupidly when you almost killed Maneater 100% and blah, 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 it sort of imposes like a time tax on you, if that makes sense. What did I get? Storied Warrior. I probably have like a gajillion souls here if I wanted to go get like 2 levels. Oh, is that it? Is this the boss? New moon, fresh spice, full moon. All right, so again, what makes Maneater tough is that it's a 2-on-1, but it's staggered the way like the gargoyles at the top of the belfry or whatever in Dark Souls 1. Like one comes, you got some time to go for it, and then the second one comes. So you better do what you can. And I think even the second one comes in at half strength, maybe. I don't know if that's true. Man, this is a lot of souls. Whatever. I'm going to be coming back here anyway. So there you go. So you got one. They can knock you off the... Well, he doesn't come at half health. Oh, I'm dead? Oh, crap. All right. All right. I was trying to heal, I guess. I mean, I know I was trying to heal, but I guess he hit me with a magic bolt or something. I guess that could be... I don't know what's good to use against him, to be honest with you. Part of me wonders if I should blow a bunch of souls and buy some stuff. Like use the Archstone. Maybe repair equipment. If my yeah, look, you can see my sword and shield are in rough shape. Why don't I do that? Let's return to the Nexus. I'll use some of those storied, renowned, whatevers. And part of me wonders if I should also just use the demon souls themselves, because I'm not using them for equipment because I don't seem to know how. That's a lot. Now, Patches tends to overcharge you because he is a dick. But
I can forge weapons for you for a fair price. You come back alive.
Oh, thank goodness you're safe. I was worried sick.
now why does that have an exclamation point? I mean, I clearly don't have the stats if it needs a 24 magic. So let's deposit. Yeah, this has 120 bleed. I think, I want to say my current weapon does more, but 120 bleed is not nothing. So I wonder what, like, let's see, physical. Interesting. So this protects 100% magic, 100% physical. 70% fire, but I'm not dealing with fire at the moment, right? I'm trying to think if I'm going to be dealing with fire. Let me
I'm
see.
indebted to you. For you fighting.
I should still easily be able to fat roll. It's not fast roll.
Thank goodness. I was worried sick.
You just talk to me, man. All right, let's deposit that.
We are indebted to you. For you fight on our behalf.
I can forge weapons for you for a fair price.
Nope, I don't want that. I want upgrade. Oh, can I not upgrade the shield? Okay.
Oh, interesting.
So now let's talk to some. You know what? Let's talk to Patches.
No, don't mention it.
Okay. Oh, wait, why am I so...
Yep, I'm that good.
Are the arrows that... Well, I mean, they're heavy arrows. I guess it would make sense. Yeah, let's see. Heavy arrows, they weigh 20 pounds. Woof. Probably have some extra armor. Was I carrying extra armor?
Thank goodness you're safe. I was worried sick.
That could be heavy. Gotta say, are these? No. These are heavy, I think. Let's deposit those. Nope, they're not. Okay. Okay.
We are indebted to you.
Okay, well, I picked up some stuff. Let's at least get a couple levels here. I can make sure I'm talking to her.
No.
Nope. Okay.
Yep, I'm that good. You can thank me later.
Thou seekest the power of the soul, no? Then touch the demon inside me. Soul of the mind, key to life's ether. Soul of the lost, withdrawn from its vessel. Let strength be granted so the world might be mended. So the world might be mended.
Is that worth 3? I mean, it feels like such a small... Where that's feels like a, that's almost 40 extra hit points. That feels significant in ways that the 3 extra points of damage does not.
Art thou finished?
Is this 3?
Tread.
All right, let's try it again. I know there's 10,000 souls. That boss run's not as bad as I thought. I genuinely thought there were 2 Black Phantom Mind Flayers to deal with, but if it's just one and you just wait for it to turn around, it's not too horrible. I think I'm thinking of the next boss run to the 3-3 boss. There's a couple. And then once you realize you can just run past everybody, that's what ends up making boss run. That's why I think in Elden Ring, it was such a welcome addition to have the Stakes of Marika, because I confess, like, it didn't necessarily occur to me to always run past stuff until I watched speedrunners just literally run past the whole game, and you realize, oh. Now, obviously, they make it look easy, and it's not that easy, but it makes you appreciate the fact that, yeah, like, don't sweat it if you don't want to. We'll hang here. Maybe that's what this message is telling us, is we're definitely far enough down to avoid getting spotted. But yeah, once you run past it all, you realize, like, okay, then why make me do it? It's not, consuming any of my resources. It's just a time tax, but not an interesting one. Again, I'm just terrified of of falling off the ledge. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna look down. Again, I know it's fake, but that's just how good the graphics on the PS5 are. Is that it can trigger my vertigo. And that's also not true. I mean, the old Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2 game made me go, oof. So. All right. Oh, see. That's what's going to make you hate this fight. Because you know, you're just like, oh, like, it's not like he ran into me. I think I was dodging out of the way, but when he ran past me, it still somehow blew me off the ledge, and I guess on some level it might feel arbitrary. And I gotta say, it's stupid, but once you know one's down and you're just dealing with one, it gets a lot, gets a lot less tense, because then you're like... The first time you fight it, if you don't know what's coming, it's tense, because you're like, oh shit, boss, here we go. When the second one shows up, you're like, oh god, alright. But once you realize you can get past the first one, then you just, you know, patience, perseverance, that kind of stuff kicks in. What's annoying, though, is if you get some kind of cheap death like I just had there, when you're fighting only the second one, and it's like 2/3 of the way down, and you're just like, oh, now I gotta deal with that. Again, the first one becomes like this time tax in a way. Alright, so let's hang out here for a minute. What I should be doing is I should be Googling where's that key while we're waiting for the Phantom to turn around. I guess if you want to rack up fresh spice, this is just be bad at the man-eater fight, as I am. Maybe it'll help. Can't hurt, right? Ugh. Oh, interesting. I mean, this isn't interesting, but interesting that the magic bullets come out of its snake ass. Which makes me wonder if you can cut it off. Let's try this out. If it gives us a chance. Not damaging him quick like I want to or need to. Okay, so my focus is on... Okay, now we got one. So let's just take it one step at a time. Oops. Okay, Is it better to fight him in the middle or on the bridge? Okay. Why am I not swinging my sword and just giving it a little push? I don't want to do that. Can't see. There we go. The camera angle's not helping you in this. You're bracing yourself against pillars or using pillars to block, and then next thing you know, you can't see. And that is super tedious. Oh, it's interesting. The controllers are vibrating a little bit while I have the flame effect on, I guess. Oh, okay, that's nice, I guess, since I blew a couple to get here. I don't know what I'm doing. I've got... Yeah, so like the woman, the noble woman talked about how the guy went mad or something and locked himself in the ivory tower and blah, blah, blah. And it's kind of a cool... It's kind of a cool idea for a boss, and I'll get into it in a little bit. And I think they ended up using the same idea in one or two other Souls games. A version of it in Elden Ring, which is probably the better version of it. Dark Souls 2 may have done it as well. I don't know about Dark Souls 3. Why am I running out of stamina so quick? So I've got that shield like I'm carrying too much. So that might be part of it. %. I feel like that's... What are my rings? My rings are... Oh, no, that's healing health. That feels a little slow.
Hello again. I'm keeping a close watch on your belongings, don't you worry.
Yep. No, I'm not overweight. Although those heavy arrows are shockingly heavy.
You have a heart of gold. Don't
Like he's like, you have a heart of gold. Don't let... No, shut your stupid face. I'm not listening to you anymore. Goodbye. Okay, so that's 3-2. Glad she's not by patches
Now
anymore.
then touch the demons. Soul of the mind, key to life's ether. Soul of the lost, withdrawn from its vessel.
So I need 9,000. I don't know if I've picked up... I know I burned most of my...
So the world might be. Art thou finished?
This isn't going to be 9,000. Oh. Watch me be like 140 souls short.
Then touch the deep. Soul of the mind.
All right,
key to
nice,
life's
perfect.
ether. Soul of the lost, withdrawn from its vessel.
What are we doing on time? An hour
Strength be
17.
granted,
Okay.
so the world might
Let's just take a
art
quick
thou
look at...
finished?
Let's see if this guy's got anything to say.
Made
You. Have you seen my corporeal flesh? Has my body gone rotten?
Let's just take a quick look at the next section of 3. And then maybe we'll call it for this session. So I think... Oh. Again, the Crown of Thorns feels very Christian symbolism. But you can see, like, you know, the guy just locked himself in his tower, and here you go. It's just like a total madman. Now, what's cool about this boss is that when this game is first released, when it had like an active... I don't know how active the player base is now, but man, if I had the Claymore here, this would be a nightmare. So yeah, this boss run is just run up this narrow staircase, kill everything in your path because you have no choice. It's going to include, I think, 2 Black Phantoms. You just have to wait to turn around. It's not actually interesting or particularly challenging. Oh, interesting. Oh, crap. Wait, no, I got rid of my... How did I get invaded? Interesting. Okay, so what I was trying to say as I was doing all this is that what made this boss interesting was that it would summon human players to take the form of that monk with the funny hat. When the player population dwindles, it just sticks an AI in there that's not that difficult. So you kind of hope. Somebody swing a sword or do something. Or just die. Again, loving that player camera. We gotta do this every time? So now I feel bad because... So it could make this one of the toughest bosses in the game. But I confess, when I've played it, I've never actually faced a human. So it made it... Trivial's too light of too strong of a word, but it was It wasn't the toughest fight in the world. Nope. I wonder if they can see how you're doing so they can tell you're terrible or not. Why am I not swinging a goddamn sword? Trying to get the message to go away. It wouldn't go away. I was trying to swing the sword. It wouldn't do that either. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to insert the SpongeBob like 5 hours later card or something. It's definitely blocking. That didn't do shit. Oh. I think that's got a pretty short range. Oops, okay. Luckily, it was too far away to take advantage of it. So that's one down. I think there's one more. So again, this is like... This isn't like... interesting. It's just a very narrow staircase that gives you no wiggle room. Can't tell. Did the Phantom return home? I could see that because like they wouldn't want to sit there waiting for me to fumble my way up the stairs. I don't know if that's worth doing, but why not? I don't know if it'll tell you. All right. So yeah, that was, you can see that was a human player. He stepped off to the side, so he was hidden. He's giving me a little wiggle. So yeah, so let's call it there. We'll take care of this next time and see if we can get past World 3-3. So again, Black Lodge Trivia Night. I say it every time. Subscribe, like, whatever if you want to on YouTube. Most of the stuff is actual plays of RPGs. There's audio-only versions of the RPGs and a podcast if you're more in tune with that. But yeah, thanks again and take care.